Yeah, what's up? It's your boy Double 134. Today I'm back, and we're gonna be looking at another review, another comic book review for you guys, and it's JLA Volume 2 by Grant Morrison. Now, the question is this: I read this about maybe a year, maybe 6 months to a year ago, and overall, Grant Morrison has never done anything really bad. I would never say Grant Morrison has ever written a bad comic book. That I have personally read so far. Now, that's not saying he has not, but I'm just saying personally, I always generally think Grant Morrison's usually pretty good at reading comic books. This is the volume or two volumes before, since I think volume 4 is the Tower of Babel, and I was like, oh, it's volume 4, so I go and read volume 1 through 3 first before I went to Tower of Babel, and that's what I did. And if I'm going to put this straight out to you guys, this is a little bit forgettable in my book. Now, I understand this is the introduction of Prometheus in this one, which is cool. I like Prometheus. That's literally the only thing I remember from this book. I know the Injustice League's in this. I know Lex Luthor's in it. I really don't know what they did along the way. But the comic book, like the series that's kind of in this, is the Rock of Ages. Which I wasn't really like. I was okay, I guess. It wasn't like anything special to me in my head. I was like, it's whatever, right? But yeah, this is the Rock of Ages. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it wasn't like awful. I wouldn't say, yeah, Rock of Ages. And it's about, I think it's about Dark Side and how they have a rock, that Dark Side, I don't know, something to do with Dark Side overall. But the problem is it's just so forgettable. Prometheus is a really, really, really cool intro to this, but outside of that, this story is an incredibly forgettable story in my book. I know I have read a lot of comic books in the last couple of years, so a lot of it's like, a lot of it I have to jog my mind about. But even when I was jogging my memory on this one, it was like, okay. Average, decent. I mean, it wasn't like anything special. Just the part that I really did like was Prometheus. I thought Prometheus was great overall, but everybody else was just kind of like there. Joker was kind of cool. It was kind of cool to see the JLA bicker back and forth. I'm just kind of looking through, seeing if it helps jog my mind, looking through it again. But really overall, like something's happening and you're just kind of like, oh, whatever. Superman, I don't like this new Superman. I don't like the blue Superman as much. Maybe if I would have understood the origin of the blue Superman or whatever they're going, I forget about that a little bit. But the 90s was kind of a weird time for me. I wasn't alive when any of this come out. I was born in the late 90s. But like it's kind of a weird time for me comic book wise. I really don't know what's going on entirely, what they were going on in the 90s. I get what's going on in the early 2000s, kind of late 2010s. I know what's going on in 2010s pretty much. But in the late 90s, I'm kind of confused. I remember before Crisis on Infinite Earth, it was all confusing, and then they kind of refixed everything, and now it's everything confusing again. But I don't know. I guess there was Dark Side. Dark Side was there for a while at some point, but yeah, they have Rock of Ages Part 4. I mean, it's just so. If you guys ever want to read Rock of Ages, I guess this is where to go. What the hell was that on my book? But yeah, I mean, it was okay. I mean, I wouldn't say it's bad. I would say go out and buy this if you're gonna read the Grant Morrison JLA. It's probably not bad. I would give it. It's forgettable, so I give it like a 6 or 7 out of 10. I mean, it's generally not bad. If it's Grant Morrison, it's not bad. I remember bad books. Bad books you always kind of remember. You remember really, really amazing books. You remember really good books. You remember terrible books and god awful books, or books you struggle to get through, which weren't probably terrible books, but you were like, it wasn't interested. You weren't invested as much. But this one's just more forgettable. Forgettable ones are more in between. They're more like 5s, 6s. So I give this a 5 or a 6. Grant Morrison is on this one, so maybe even a 7 at best. But I'll give it like a 5 or a 6 right now, just because I really don't remember it very well. Sadly, that's how it goes. So let me know in the comment section below. What do you guys think? Have you guys read JLA Volume 2? Did you guys have? Did you guys like it? Or do you guys want me more in-depth detailing on these things? I mean, this one I couldn't really be because I wasn't really. It's just what it is. I really want to get to the Tower of Babel with you guys at some point. This one being episode 35 of Comic Book and Book Review. I remember there's one Star Wars book review I do have in here, but this is episode 35. I hope you guys enjoyed them. Comment and subscribe for more videos.